So yeah, this is part of our week-long 11 assignment for the Alpha Academy coaching course for men. And so yeah, it's about sharing your own story of where you've come from. And where you're going and where you've been and what you're doing, which is important, right? So when I came to come across Justin, I had just broken up with a girlfriend of about 3 months who I realised was not a suitable partner. Probably, a borderline personality disorder, was a bit of narcissism in there, and I recognised that. Although I recognised it earlier, this time we got out, it was a pattern that I'd had for a long time where I keep finding these women, and then also noticed my own behaviour of getting involved with them. At least this time I was able to learn from my previous experiences and see the red flags, yellow flags, um, allow them to be there, but also probably let them go along a bit too long. But I very quickly extricated myself out of that situation and knew I had to go no contact because I'd learnt that before, and was kind of getting stalked a little bit, and love bombed again and told how wonderful I was. But that was just another attempt to, as they say, hoover me back in, because there was obviously recognition that I was a valuable man and was giving her plenty of what she wanted, but not what necessarily was getting my needs met. And there was sort of a level of abuse as well. Anyway, so I realised that there was something deeper in me that I need to work through. That was attracting these women, or why I was attracted to them. Was it just another lesson to clear up some of the past stuff, the lessons that I hadn't learnt from previous relationships that I hadn't seen? So part of my story also was, ex-wife was with her for 12 years, married 10, 2 children. I left that relationship too. She sort of had become unfaithful, where we really weren't compatible either. But there was certainly a level of codependency on my part, and submissiveness, and just she was quite controlling. And even though I did do a lot of things that I wanted to do, it was a lot of the time it was her way or the highway. And so that was the start of that learning curve, and then it also I looked back on my own parents' relationship, and it was a very similar dynamic with my mother, although there was less ways. She was more passive aggressive and less just an angry person, more of a sulky, quiet, as you probably consider maybe quiet borderline, if you understand all that stuff. Anyway, so I've seen the pattern. So I've seen there was a pattern. I wasn't sure. Even though I've got a psychology degree, I was like, okay, how do I break this pattern? I've seen it, but what is there that's deeper in me that needs healing, brought to the light, etc. Coming to the course, I'd already done a lot of work myself over the years, like lots of personal development. And so a lot of the techniques that Justin had brought in, I was aware of, but the trick was, we often are aware of these things, but we don't practice them. And so being asked to do the DIJs for, 90 days essentially brings in that habit of showing gratitude. Gratitude is very powerful when you look around at what you've got and not look at what you haven't got. It tends to take away your focus from the person that you've just left. Although that's awareness that takes time. So having done it before, I know that's an addictive process, and you got to go cold turkey, which is hard. But having the skills that I already had was meditation, ice baths, routines of exercise, good nutrition, kind of held me instead. Um, but having the guys like Kalen, who's my coach, there in the background, spurring you on, motivating you, is quite helpful. It holds you accountable because it's quite easy when you're on the journey on your own. If you try and do a lot of personal development, you can easily slip off the wagon and not do it. So that's great. I'm choking on stuff. So amidst all this journey too, that I've had health issues that have been going on, which kind of threw me off track a bit. They really threw me in a dark place. But it was good that I had Kalen to reach out to and go, hey, look, this is where I'm at. And they never let me go. They could have just gone, oh, your 12 weeks is up. But they don't know. We want to get you through the course. We want you to finish. And today I'm actually feeling better again. So a lot of the stuff, the stuff that started to happen, if you understand law of attraction or synchronicities and manifesting, in that period before I kind of had a dip in my health again, stuff is really changing, new job opportunities, new activities that were coming into my life, new people were coming into my life that were, more aligned with who I am, what I want to be, kinder, nicer people. And deeper connections forming with people that I already knew, but hadn't really given the time to get to know them. But also noticing as I'm changing that there's other people drifting away. As you develop and grow, you notice that you don't align with those people's values, and that's all part of the process. So being able to sit through that and allow that just to unfold, friends of 17, 18 years starting to, drift because, you don't want to go drinking anymore, or you don't want to do those kind of behaviours, or you want to have more deep and meaningful conversations and connections with people rather than the superficial stuff. So that you see your life really start to change. So just be conscious that as you change, life is going to change, and that's okay. It's about stepping into the unknown, because it's in the unknown that we create our new future. If everything stays the same and your brain stays the same, your personality creates your personal reality. So if you don't change what goes on in here, everything on the outside stays the same. Everything in here is a pattern to the rest of your life, and you keep following it. You'll have the same outcomes. Like Albert Einstein said, you can't you can't fix a problem from the same mind that created it. So you have to start looking elsewhere. And with the tools that the program gives people and a bit of a community to support you through that, it certainly makes a big difference. I'm grateful for having it there, because I also run a men's group, and some of the tools and techniques that these guys use, I've started to implement not only in my own life, but in sharing with other guys and helping them to see how they can use it. So, yeah, get on board, get some help if you need it. Reach out. Too many men are dying at their own hand. In Australia, it's every 6 male suicides to 1 female, so it's really high. We tend to do it more violently. Thus we are more successful, probably. And we have more drug and alcohol addictions because we don't know as men how to deal with stuff emotionally. One of the best things I ever did was give up alcohol about, I think it was maybe 15 years ago now. Certainly changed my life. also saw my circle of friends change and realised that I could only relate to them on that level of being drunk. And so, yeah, choose you and do what is going to help you move forward and have a better life. And if you have a better life, everyone has a better life, the world has a better life, and your children and family are impacted as well. Amen, brothers.